Piero Barone, the voice that has melted hearts across the world. The calm soul of Il Volo, the man whose charm was as timeless as his music. For years, fans wondered about his private life. While Gianluca shared his emotions openly and Ignazio wore his heart on his sleeve, Piero stayed silent, mysterious, composed, untouchable. But now, everything has changed. At 32, Piero Barone has finally confessed something that left the world in shock. Married. At 32. And fans can't stop talking about it. It happened so quietly that even the most devoted Il Volo followers didn't see it coming. No grand announcement, no press release, no hint from interviews. Just a simple post on social media. A black and white photo of two intertwined hands, a gold ring glistening under soft light. The caption was short, just 3 words. "My forever begins." Within minutes, fans flooded the comment section. Is this real? Did he just get married? Piero, say something! The mystery that had surrounded his love life for years suddenly cracked open, and the truth spilled out in the most beautiful way. Piero Barone, married. The man known for his dedication to his craft, his discipline, his privacy, finally letting the world in on his most personal chapter. For years, rumors swirled, whispers of a secret relationship, of a woman far from the spotlight, someone who understood him beyond the fame. And now, it was real. The quiet glances at airports, the rare photos taken in the distance, all finally made sense. A few days later, Piero finally spoke out. Not in an interview, not through a press statement, but in his own voice, during a concert in Rome. The lights dimmed, the crowd hushed, and Piero took a step forward. He looked out at the audience, emotion softening his usually composed face. "You've shared my music," he began, his voice trembling slightly. "You've shared my dreams, and now you deserve to share my truth." The audience was silent, waiting. He took a deep breath. "Yes, I'm married." The crowd erupted. Cheers, applause, even tears filled the air. Fans waved banners with his name, some crying out, "We're happy for you, Piero." But what came next silenced everyone again. "I kept it private," he continued, "not because I wanted to hide it, but because I wanted to protect it. Love, when it's real, doesn't need an audience." That moment became history. Videos flooded social media within minutes. Piero Barone's confession on stage trended worldwide. Millions watched him bare his soul with humility and grace. The same man who had once been called the perfectionist was now showing the most imperfect, beautiful truth of all, that love is worth protecting. And then came the reactions. Fans from Italy to Brazil, from the US to the Philippines, filled comment sections with emotion. He deserves all the happiness in the world. My heart is broken, but I'm smiling. He's finally found his person. It was a bittersweet wave of love, admiration mixed with heartbreak. The man so many had admired from afar had now given his heart to someone forever. But behind that revelation was a story that few knew, one that began years earlier, far from the cameras. Piero had met her in a small, quiet cafe in Bologna. She wasn't a celebrity, not an actress or model, but a music lover who didn't even realize who he was at first. That's what caught his attention, the normalcy, the calm. She listened to him, not as a star, but as a man. They spoke for hours that night about dreams, fears, and music. It was the first time Piero felt like he could just be himself. Years passed quietly. No scandals, no paparazzi shots, just quiet love. Dinners at home, late-night walks, trips between tours. She became his anchor, the one who reminded him of who he was beneath the fame. And when he finally proposed, it wasn't under the lights of a grand event. It was simple, private, beautiful. He played her a song, one he'd written in secret. And when the last note faded, he whispered, "Will you be the harmony to my life?" She said yes. The wedding was small and intimate, attended by family and his two brothers in music, Gianluca and Ignazio. There were no flashing cameras, no magazine covers, just love, pure, real, unfiltered. Gianluca gave a toast saying, "Piero, you've always sung about love. Now, you're living it." Ignazio, ever the emotional one, wiped tears and laughed, adding, "Just don't write a sad song if she ever gets mad at you." As fans slowly learned the story, admiration grew even deeper. Piero's confession wasn't just about being married. It was about being brave enough to love privately in a world that demands visibility. His silence, once mistaken for mystery, became a symbol of maturity and respect. Months later, during a concert in Verona, he spoke again, this time with a calm smile. "I used to think that my greatest achievement was music," he said softly. "But now, I know. It's love. Love gives meaning to everything else." And with that, he began to sing Il Mondo, his voice breaking with emotion halfway through. The crowd sang with him, thousands of voices uniting in a single melody that seemed to celebrate not just his music, but his humanity. The night after Piero Barone's confession, the internet was still on fire. Fans couldn't stop replaying the moment he said, "Yes, I'm married." It wasn't just a confession. It was a declaration of love that broke the silence of years. Every major entertainment outlet picked it up. Headlines flashed across Italy, Spain, and the United States. Piero Barone reveals his marriage at 32. Fans in tears. Videos of that moment spread like wildfire. Some showed fans crying in the audience, others zoomed in on Piero's trembling hands as he spoke, voice cracking with emotion. But behind that night, behind those trembling words, there was something deeper. A story of courage, love, and the quiet pain of keeping a secret for too long. That evening, after the concert, Piero sat in his dressing room, still in his stage clothes. His phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Hundreds of messages from friends, family, fans, and media outlets begging for interviews. But all he wanted was silence. He looked into the mirror, his reflection tired but peaceful. For the first time, he didn't feel the need to hide. His wife walked in quietly, smiling softly. "You did it," she whispered. He nodded, eyes glistening. "It was time," he said. She wrapped her arms around him, resting her head on his shoulder. "They love you more now, you know?" He smiled faintly. "I think they love the truth." The next morning, Piero woke up to see photos of them trending online. A grainy picture from the concert. Him holding her hand as they walked backstage. The caption read, "The moment the mystery woman was finally revealed." Fans were divided. Some felt heartbroken, others filled with joy. But almost everyone agreed on one thing. He looked happier than ever. For someone who had spent years guarding his private life like a secret song, it was as if the melody had finally found its lyrics. In a later interview with a local Italian paper, Piero finally spoke openly. "Love isn't about hiding," he said. "It's about protecting. I didn't hide her because I was ashamed or afraid. I protected what was sacred." His words spread quickly across fan pages, translated into multiple languages by devoted followers. One fan wrote, "He's not just a singer, he's a poet, even in real life." Another added, "Now when he sings, I hear the sound of a man in love." His bandmates, Gianluca and Ignazio, couldn't hide their happiness either. During a live show days later, Ignazio teased him playfully, saying, "So, Piero, how's married life treating you?" The crowd laughed, and Piero blushed, shaking his head with that shy smile that melted hearts. "Better than expected," he replied, grinning. Gianluca leaned into the microphone, saying, "We told him, love makes the voice stronger." The crowd roared with laughter and applause, but privately, Piero admitted that marriage had changed him in ways he didn't expect. The once restless perfectionist had softened. His priorities shifted. Music was still his passion, but now he sang for someone specific. Every lyric had a face behind it. Every note carried emotion that couldn't be faked. During one sound check, he paused mid-song, whispering to himself, "This one's for her." It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't for show. It was love, pure and unscripted. In the months that followed, fans noticed the change too. His performances were more emotional, his smiles more genuine. He started interacting with fans more freely, less guarded, more open. One night after a show in Milan, a fan handed him a small letter. It read, "Thank you for showing us that love isn't weakness, it's courage." Piero kept that note, tucked into his wallet. Every time he felt overwhelmed by fame, he would read it again and remind himself why he opened up in the first place. Rumors about a family soon followed. Some speculated his wife was pregnant. Others claimed they had already celebrated a private blessing. Piero neither confirmed nor denied. He simply smiled whenever asked, letting the mystery remain. "Some things," he once said in an interview, "are more beautiful when they belong only to your heart." And yet, he never stopped thanking his fans. During a live stream, he looked straight into the camera and said softly, "You've been with me since the beginning, through every note, every dream. And now, through love. Thank you for letting me grow." His words were met with floods of comments, hearts, and messages of support. Fans from all over the world replied, "We'll always be with you, Piero." The story of Piero Barone's confession wasn't just about marriage. It was about transformation, about the courage to show vulnerability in a world that celebrates perfection.